Wan was sitting on the table inside her husband's office room. As he stood before her, his hand on her thigh as he traced gentle circles on it. Wan sat at the table, a hint of nervousness in her eyes. Jungkook took a step closer, his eyes never leaving Wan's. Jungkook, you seem a bit tense, Wan. Is everything okay? Wan bit her lip, her fingers nervously playing with the edge of a document on the table. Wan, I'm just not used to being in your office, I guess. He smiled, his thumb gently tracing circles on the back of her hand. Jungkook, well, get used to it. This is your space too now. The sincerity in his words eased the tension, and Vine found herself relaxing. As Jungkook continued to stand in front of her, he reached for her other hand, intertwining their fingers. Jungkook, I wanted to talk to you about something. He began, his eyes searching hers for any sign of discomfort. Vine tilted her head, her curiosity piqued. Vine, what is it? Jungkook, I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you being here, patient with me. I know our marriage was arranged, and I didn't want you to feel forced into this. Yet, you have been nothing but understanding. Vine looked up at him, a warmth spreading through her chest. Vine, Jungkook, I may not have chosen this, but I'm grateful for how you have treated me. You're nothing like people say you are. He leaned forward, placing a gentle kiss on her forehead. Jungkook, I'm glad you see that. I want you to be comfortable. Always. Their eyes locked, the air between them charged with an unspoken connection. Jungkook cupped her face, his touch tender, as he leaned in to capture her lips with her own. Time seemed to stand still as they shared a moment, the kiss deepening into a silent promise of love and understanding. When they finally parted, Jungkook rested his forehead against hers. Jungkook, I have a meeting to attend, but I wanted to spend time with you first. Vine smiled, feeling a sense of security in his presence. Jungkook, I appreciate that. He reluctantly pulled away, brushing his thumb over her cheek. Jungkook, I'll make it up to you. I promise. As Jungkook prepared to leave, one couldn't help but feel a warmth in her heart. It was different, how he behaved with her and the world. Their wedding was arranged, but it was always surprising how respectful and caring he was towards her. In fact, one gave a whole credit to him for whatever progress was happening in their relationship. He put her down the table and left the room. Dead silence filled the large conference room, except for one person speaking at a time. A big number of executives filled the seats of the long mahogany table. Jungkook's dominant aura filled the room as he led the discussion. his focus sharp and unwavering. As the meeting progressed, Jungkook's thought occasionally drifted to Wyan. He couldn't shake the desire to be near her, to share every aspect of his life with the woman who had become an unexpected source of comfort. The door opened, gaining his attention. The nearly silent door creaked loudly, and Wyan peeked inside. The presenter stopped, everyone waiting for the intruder to leave. Jungkook intertwined his fingers on top of the table and leaned forward slightly. Just a little nod from his head was enough for them to understand the command, and they obeyed, being as confused as possible. Everyone started to get up, take their things, and leave the room one by one. One blinked eyes and stepped away to let them leave. She had a very confused and surprised expression on her face. Once the room was cleared, Jungkook rose from his seat, his gaze fixed on Ryan. Jungkook, come here. She approached hesitantly, the air heavy with unspoken anticipation. Jungkook closed the distance between them, his hand finding hers. Without a word, he lifted her onto the conference table. Jungkook circled around her, his fingers gently tracing patterns on her arms. Jungkook, what brings you here, love? Wine. I was just taking a walk. Her eyes never left his. Jungkook leaned in, capturing her lips in a tender kiss. Jungkook, you always manage to find your way to me. He mused, a playful glint in his eyes. He kissed her, and she closed her eyes immediately, returning the kiss. Jungkook's hands explored her body in a way he owned her. One held his shirt tightly in her fist. Wine's breath caught in her throat as he deepened the kiss, earning a sound of appreciation from her. When they finally broke apart, Jungkook rested his forehead against hers. Jungkook, I can't resist you, love. As the intensity of the moment lingered, the door swung open, revealing a surprised executive who had forgotten something. Jungkook, without breaking eye contact with Ryan, calmly spoke. Jungkook, we're done here. Close the door behind you. The door clicked shut, leaving them alone once again. Jungkook resumed his focus on Ryan, concern flickering in his eyes. Jungkook, now tell me, what happened? Why are you wandering around? Ryan, oh, I was just getting bored in the office. I wanted to see where my husband goes at the name of meetings, she said suspiciously, but the two knew she was joking. He traced a line from her cheek to her chin with his thumb, his gaze unwavering. Jungkook, you have a way of distracting me. You know that? Jungkook whispered against her skin. Jungkook, you're a distraction. I willingly surrender to. Fine. The sound of a phone vibrating on the desk interrupted their closeness. Jungkook, sorry love, I have to take this. He murmured, pressing a lingering kiss on her forehead before reluctantly pulling away. Wine washed as he answered the call, his voice authoritative and focused. She loved how he was towards the world, but to her, he was the sweetest and the most caring husband. Jungkook, let me take you for outing later. I have to finish my work. She nodded and jumped down the table. Ryan, keep your words. I'll be here when you get back, she said while leaving, and he was only falling in love more with her. Everything about her he respected and treasured. He allowed her to make some permanent space in his heart, to a point where only she lives in there.